Dear lighted one, if you're seeing this now, it's because someone is coming to meet you. And no, it's not just anyone. The angels are restless, trying to warn you that feeling you've been having lately, that sudden longing, it wasn't a coincidence. The heavens move when true love is trying to find its way. And today, there's a message you need to hear. So, before we go any further, it makes sense to leave a thanks, subscribe, and like. If this message made it this far, it's because there's something of yours in it. Have you been feeling like you're waiting for someone? Like something inside you knows a presence is approaching? That's exactly what's happening. And there's a reason for it. Sometimes, the universe whispers through a dream, other times, through a song that plays at the perfect moment. But now, it's shouting. And the angels are begging you not to ignore it. Because the one you've been longing for is coming. There are nights that feel longer. Silences that get louder. And that feeling that something is missing, even when everything around you seems in order, is proof that what's yours is coming back. It's not an illusion. You feel it, even if you can't explain how. Your heart isn't mistaken. That restlessness inside is the sign. And it's coming straight from the spiritual realm. But let me ask you something. Have you been paying attention to the signs? When you feel that sudden chill, when you look at the clock and see the same numbers, when something inside you says, "Someone is thinking of me right now?" That's right. The person you can't forget, the one who appears in your thoughts without being called, they're connected to you. And the angels are saying, they want to talk to you. There's something urgent that needs to be said. It's not the past trying to confuse you. It's true love trying to find you. Something is moving right now. And you're feeling it. Even if you try to hide it. Even if you tell yourself you're fine on your own. You're not. Because it wasn't meant to be alone. That emptiness you carry in your chest has a name. And it's closer than you think. And you need to know that. What's coming to you isn't just any feeling. It's not another failed attempt, nor a hollow hope. It's something that comes from another life, from past promises. It's too deep to be ignored. And it's so close that maybe your heart is already trying to prepare you. That lump in your throat? That longing to reconnect with someone without really knowing who? Those are clues. If you've made it this far, then listen to me carefully. This person feels you. They miss you. They also look at nothing and think of you. And they're searching for a way to reach you. But the angels say you need to be open to it. It's not about chasing them. But it's about not hiding. because now is the time. And you won't be able to pretend you haven't heard the call. Do you have any idea how powerful you are? How capable your heart is of attracting what truly vibrates on the same frequency as you. Don't underestimate this connection. Don't think time has erased it. Time only prepared it. The silence wasn't the end, it was the pause. And it's coming to an end. The reunion is near. And yes, it might be exactly the person you're thinking of right now. I know you may have learned to keep everything inside, to be strong all the time, to not show so much expectation. But right now, the angels are asking you for the opposite. They're asking you for surrender, trust, because what's coming is going to touch you deeply, and you'll recognize it, because only you know what this feeling means. Only you understand that emptiness that even time couldn't solve. So stay with me until the end of this video, because in the next few seconds, you'll understand why your soulmate is drawing closer now, and why this is the moment to listen. There's something very important being revealed, and it can't be ignored anymore. Oh, and if this message is touching you, leave your thanks, hit the bell, and consider becoming a channel member. It helps this message reach those who also need to hear it. Have you noticed how lately everything seems a little more sensitive? Emotions rise to the surface, sometimes without warning, as if something bigger is trying to break through. This isn't fragility, it's preparation. Something much deeper is happening behind the scenes of your life. A silent yet intense spiritual movement that's about to change the course of things. Who you are today is no longer who you were a year ago. And there's a reason for that. Your angels have been whispering for days, maybe weeks. They've been showing you signs, pushing synchronicities in your direction, putting the right people in your path, or removing those who no longer made sense. What seemed like a loss was actually liberation. What hurt set you free. And now that you're starting to understand there's a bigger plan, you realize that specific absence that keeps coming back, it's not just a memory. It's a warning. The reunion is underway. A new energy is trying to get closer. It's not just about romance. It's about connection. It's someone who recognizes you by your essence, who feels your absence even without seeing your face. And that presence is being spiritually guided toward you. The angels are clearing paths, removing blocks, adjusting timing. But they ask, be willing. Because none of this happens by force. You have to choose to feel. You have to allow it in. You may not know it, but your vibration has been changing. Your thoughts, Your silent prayers, even those moments when you sit in the corner and say, "I just want someone who truly understands me." All of that has been heard. Not by chance, but by preparation. And the person you feel so deeply connected to is receiving those signals as well. Their heart feels it. Their thoughts have been searching for you. And this connection won't stay silent anymore. This phase you're going through might seem confusing, but it's a transition. It's as if the universe is redesigning your path. Removing distractions, strengthening what's real. That's why you may be more introspective, more selective, more aware of what hurts and what feels right. This is part of the transformation. You're no longer vibrating the same way you did before. And that's why the right soul is finally able to find you. Because now, you're ready. You feel it coming. You don't need proof. You just need to accept that what seemed impossible is closer than ever. But the angels say, watch out for distractions. Watch out for fear disguised as rationality. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to trust what you feel. Because what's coming isn't just a relationship, it's purpose, healing, and a fresh start. Something that changes you from the inside. Something that restores the faith that almost faded away. So, I invite you, stay with me. Let this message continue to guide you. Because I'm about to reveal why your soulmate took so long to arrive, what caused you to drift apart, and why now is the perfect time for you to reconnect. If you haven't yet left a like, a thank you, or subscribed, take this moment. It helps this message reach other souls who are also going through the same awakening. A lot of people wonder why true love takes so long. And the angels answer with something simple, because before living this love, it was necessary to reconnect with yourself. While you were searching outside, your inner self was asking for silence. You needed to heal old wounds, learn to be alone without feeling empty, know how to recognize what is presence and what is distraction. And no one can do this for you. Only you could go through this process. And you made it through. The truth is, before this reunion, life took you on paths that forced you to mature in ways you didn't even realize. There were breakups, new beginnings, disappointments that drained you. But today, looking back, it's possible to understand it was necessary. Because the soulmate who is coming won't come to fill a void. They will come to add to everything you've already built inside. That's why, now, you are in harmony. Who you were 2 years ago wouldn't have been able to handle this love. You would have sabotaged it, doubted it, gotten lost trying to control everything. But today, you don't. Today, you know that what is real doesn't need to be forced. That who is meant to stay won't leave out of pride. And that true love doesn't hurt more than it heals. That's why this person is being sent now. Because now, you have the structure to recognize and keep what is real. The angels speak of liberation. And maybe you didn't even notice, but you're freer than ever. Free from patterns you repeated without realizing, from demands that were never yours, from wounds that made you accept less than you deserved. This version of you now is the one most connected to the truth of your soul. And that's why this person's presence is approaching. Because souls only meet when they are free from old weights. What this connection will bring isn't just romance. It will bring revelations. It will open memories that seemed lost. It will heal traumas that even time couldn't fix. It will touch sensitive points and turn wounds into strength. This isn't just any arrival. It's something the universe prepared with detail. And the angels say, surrender. Don't run from it again. Don't close yourself out of fear. Because now, you have the maturity to welcome what once scared you. The innovation in your life starts with this awareness. You're no longer someone waiting for someone. Now, you are someone who attracts someone with purpose. This changes everything. It changes the way you see others, how you relate to love, how you experience your emotions. This transformation shifts your vibration, and that's why what's approaching has a new energy. The soulmate feels this change. And it is this change that is guiding your soulmate to you. You know you're at the right point when the universe starts to deliver what you no longer have to ask for desperately. And that's what's happening. The calm you've learned to cultivate has now become a magnet. And the love that seeks you feels this peace. This is what attracts and draws you together. So, stay with me. Let's understand why this person couldn't forget you, and why now everything is being reborn with such strength. Even after all this time, even with silences and paths that went in different directions, there's something that never changed, the feeling of longing. This isn't just ordinary missing someone. It's something deeper. As if a part of them is still intertwined with you. And this is not an illusion, it's spiritual truth. Soul ties don't break with time or distance. They may fall asleep, withdraw, but they never die. And now, that tie is coming back to the surface. You may not have heard from them, but they feel it. In random moments of the day, without any clear reason, a memory comes. A scent. A phrase. A presence. It's your energy manifesting in your soulmate. Because both of you are in the process of reconnecting. It doesn't matter how many attempts there were to forget. What belongs to the soul doesn't dissolve like that. And that's why your love is restless, trying to understand what changed. Why now you won't leave their mind. This restlessness is the universe nudging your love's heart, telling them it's time. It's time to look inward. It's time to come back. Not necessarily physically, not yet, but emotionally, spiritually, because something in you has also changed, and your love feels it. This new energy you carry, this lightness, this quiet wisdom, it's pulling your true love back, even if they don't understand. But they feel it strongly. The angels are working behind the scenes, making your soulmate dream of you, hearing songs that trigger memories, meeting people who randomly mention your name. And this isn't coincidence. It's a sign. It's a guide. The awakening is underway. And you have a role in this. Your own healing, your own liberation is opening doors for both of you. Because soulmates walk connected. When one rises, the other is pulled along, even without knowing. And you know what's the most powerful part of all this? It's that this connection never had a logical explanation. From the start, it was different. It was intense. It was even difficult at times. But it was real. And now, more mature, more aware, both of you have a chance to experience this in a more beautiful way. Without the weight of expectations, without the rush of the ego, without the piled-up traumas. A chance to see each other with the eyes of the soul, not with the wounds of the past. The great transformation in your love life is exactly there, in awareness. It's no longer about wanting someone who meets expectations, but recognizing when a soul touches your truth. This shift in perspective changes everything. Because you no longer accept breadcrumbs. You no longer lose yourself trying to please. You no longer fear being alone. And that's why now the universe understands you're ready for something bigger, real, and transformative. And this silent preparation you've been through has been noticed. On the other side, your energy started to vibrate stronger, like a beacon. That's why your love has been restless. Something in the heart of your soulmate is telling them it's time to start feeling again. It's time to heal what was left open. It's time to listen to the heart. Stay with me, because we're still going to talk about what this person is feeling now, and what's still holding them back from getting closer. Even with the strong feeling pulsing inside, there's something in the heart that hesitates. One step still hasn't been taken. And the angels explain why certain pains were kept hidden for so long that they became armor. It's as if the fear of reliving the hurt is greater than the desire to experience something new. But what's coming has nothing to do with what's already past. What's coming is sacred, and it deserves to be felt fully. There's an emotional block that needs to be recognized. It was born from moments of rejection, silence, unfulfilled promises. And all of this accumulated doubt, does true love really exist? This question echoed so many times within the soul that it started shaping choices, attitudes, and distances. But now, the signs are trying to break this barrier and show that the time for doubt is over. This resistance is not weakness. It's protection. But protecting too much also blocks what the universe wants to deliver. The heart learned to survive alone. And because of that, it's afraid to make space for something so intense. But what's being prepared is not here to hurt. It's here to complete. It's here to heal. It's here to remind you how it feels to trust again, to feel calm affection, a presence that welcomes without suffocating. There's a very strong energy at work, reorganizing encounters, unlocking old feelings, and bringing to the surface what's been hidden for too long. What seemed buried is now coming back, not to hurt, but to be redefined. Every tear that fell in silence was heard. Every night of longing was noted. The universe was never indifferent. And now it's making space for a new chapter. What transforms everything is the courage to look within. To admit that there's still affection stored, that there are still memories that warm the heart, that the heart still beats with hope. This recognition doesn't weaken. On the contrary, it's the first step toward liberation. When the soul admits that it still desires, that it still believes, that it still dreams, something shifts. The energy aligns, and the reconnection starts to draw closer. This is the moment to accept that everything is ready for a new experience. Not another repetition of what's been, but something completely different. The love that's coming doesn't require perfection or rush. It asks for presence. It asks for surrender. It asks that the past be left where it belongs. Because the future has already begun to take shape. And this future brings healing, truth, and a meeting that will transform your life. The big shift happens when you choose not to run away anymore. When fear loses strength in the face of the desire to experience something real. When silence is no longer enough and the soul craves connection. This is the current stage. The energy is ripe. The paths are being cleared. And the heart starts to accept that the time has come. In the next part, we will dive into what happens when this reconnection finally begins and how to recognize the first signs of the approaching reunion. When the reconnection begins to take shape on the spiritual plane, the signs intensify. The mind may try to ignore it, but the heart feels it. Something starts moving inside. A different restlessness. A warmth in the chest with no explanation. It's the vibration changing. The connection that's been dormant now starts sending out stronger pulses. And this isn't by chance. It's the universe preparing the way. Certain thoughts become more frequent. Memories that seemed forgotten return with force. Not as pain, but as longing filled with meaning. The presence manifests in songs, scents, random encounters. Everything feels synchronized. This is not a coincidence. It's the soul recognizing that something is coming. Something that's already part of the destiny, but now finally finds space to bloom. The heart begins to feel lighter, as if it's opening effortlessly. Anxiety fades. Trust grows. Even without seeing, even without hearing, a certainty starts to form. A certainty that comes from within. From a connection that transcends time, space, and past experiences. And this renews hope. Because deep down, the soul always knew this reunion would come more conscious, stronger, and truer. At this stage, it's common to feel the urge to take better care of yourself. To prepare emotionally. To clean the house, change your look, make healthier choices. This is a reflection of the energy that's arriving. It's the body responding to the soul's vibration. The approach is near, and the spirit knows it. It starts to align, even without understanding rationally. And the more you listen to the heart, the clearer the signs become. Intuition also strengthens. That feeling of knowing something is going to happen, even without proof. Dreams become messages. Numbers repeat frequently. Sequences like 1111, 222, 555, all signaling deep changes, rebirths, and reunions. Every detail of everyday life begins to carry a greater meaning. And this is not imagination. It's energetic alignment between two hearts preparing to reunite. The universe is working behind the scenes, placing situations that facilitate this reunion. An unexpected path, a sudden change, an invitation that seems simple but opens doors. Nothing is by chance. And the transformation that begins internally will soon reflect externally. People start to notice something different. Life seems clearer. Because when the energy of love begins to align, everything around it responds with ease. This is a phase of acceptance and surrender. It's no longer about control, but trust. The reunion is in motion. It's not about imagining when, but realizing that it's already happening. And that's why, in the next part, we'll talk about what happens when this meeting manifests visibly, how the energy shifts, how destiny reveals itself, and how love shows up exactly at the right moment. Suddenly, everything becomes real. What was once just intuition now takes shape. The gaze crosses in the most unlikely place. The message arrives when least expected. The presence reveals itself in such a natural way that it feels like a scene already lived. It's the moment when destiny materializes. Nothing forced. Everything happens with a lightness that disarms any resistance. And the heart recognizes it without needing explanations. This meeting brings peace. But not just any peace. It's a feeling of belonging, of silent recognition. Words flow effortlessly. Time slows down. The soul calms. And everything that once seemed distant is now right there, within reach. There's no pressure, no rush. Just a genuine desire to be. To listen. To feel. To stay. Because when love is real, time surrenders. The touch carries healing. The gaze breaks down the walls built by fear. And even if doubts arise, the connection speaks louder. It's as if every gesture says, "It's time." And there's no ignoring it anymore. The heart understands before the mind. The energy pulses in harmony. And life begins to reorganize around this reunion. Nothing goes back to how it was before. Because now everything has a new meaning. This reunion doesn't come to repeat patterns. It comes to break cycles. To heal what was left open. To teach a new way of loving without suffocating expectations, without ghosts from the past. It's a daily building process based on truth and surrender. And even if fear tries to show up, love's presence remains strong. Because this type of connection doesn't need to be explained, it just needs to be lived. Life starts to bloom again. The body responds with more energy. Ideas are renewed. Forgotten projects resurface. There's an inner strength that reignites. A desire to grow, to create, to share. Because when the soul finds what was missing, everything expands. And life transforms. Not because of someone, but because of what this reunion awakens, the best version of yourself. Synchronicities increase. Paths open more easily. Answers come quicker. There's a natural flow happening. The universe confirms this is the right path. And every small gesture becomes a link in the building of something greater. Love manifests in the details, in the care, in the comfortable silence, in the exchange of energy that heals, inspires, and strengthens. The reunion is both seed and fruit at the same time. This is the moment to trust and move forward, to stop looking back. What's coming is so powerful it doesn't need to be controlled. It just needs to be lived with awareness, with surrender, with gratitude. In the next part, we'll dive into what happens when this love begins to transform other areas of life, work, health, purpose, spirituality. Because when the heart awakens, everything around it awakens too. When the heart finds what it was looking for, transformations begin to happen more intensely. It's not just the romantic relationship that takes on new shapes. The energy that comes with this reunion affects every part of life. Work, health, life's purpose, everything starts to reflect this renewed energy. The choices become clearer, the steps more secure. The future, once cloudy, now opens up with new possibilities. It's as if the view of life completely changes. The outlook becomes more focused, more confident. Life's purpose becomes more evident. What once seemed meaningless now has a clear path ahead. Creativity flows, ideas emerge like never before. Self-confidence grows exponentially. Because true love doesn't just heal, it expands. It opens doors that have been closed for a long time. Health begins to improve as well. The energy flows in a lighter and more harmonious way. The body responds to this energy with more vitality and willingness. The tensions that once built up now dissipate. A sense of well-being takes over every cell. The reunion brings a physical, mental, and spiritual rebirth. The balance between body and soul becomes natural. Internal harmony reflects in every gesture and every choice. At work, things begin to fall into place more smoothly. Focus becomes clearer. Tasks that once seemed difficult or boring are now done with pleasure. Productivity increases because there's a deeper connection with what is being done. And this attracts opportunities. The ability to attract what you desire grows because the spirit is in alignment. The work environment also becomes lighter, more collaborative. Everything flows more naturally. Life's purpose also becomes clearer. The mission becomes evident, and now it's possible to move toward it without doubt. The presence of genuine love unlocks the ability to live life with intention and direction. What once seemed confusing or meaningless now connects. Actions become more aligned with values and deeper dreams. Every step is a reflection of the true purpose. Relationships with others also change. The love that now lives in the heart overflows into the world around. Friendships, family bonds, even casual encounters carry a different energy. There's more patience, more compassion. The sense of belonging expands. Generosity, both emotional and practical, grows. The reunion is not only with someone from the past but also with the inner self that needed to be rediscovered. Finally, the transformation is felt everywhere. There's no more space for fear or insecurity. Confidence spreads across all areas of life. Decisions, actions, even the simplest moments, take on new meaning. Life is no longer about waiting for something, it's about living fully in the present. The reunion starts to transform everything that once seemed static, paving the way for a future filled with light. Now, looking back, it's possible to see how life has been preparing for this moment. The reunion is just the beginning of a continuous journey of growth and transformation. This love, which once seemed distant or even impossible, now becomes a force that catalyzes everything that lies ahead. The energy this connection brings is not limited to the moment of the meeting. It reverberates across all aspects of life, creating a wave of renewal that only continues to grow. Each step taken along this path becomes more secure, more grounded. The confidence that once seemed uncertain is now unshakable. Self-love strengthens, because by loving, you can see your own light reflected in the other. The scars from the past begin to fade, and the future, once uncertain, now lights up with new possibilities. Nothing that has been lived is in vain. Every experience now makes sense, as everything was part of the journey that led to the reunion. This reunion with the soulmate is not an isolated event. It is the key to unlocking a higher version of oneself. With each moment, consciousness expands. The understanding of who you are deepens. The dreams, once distant or difficult to reach, now seem within arm's reach. The journey is not about finding someone to complete you, but about discovering a deep love for yourself. And it is in this place of self-understanding that true transformative power is manifested. The energy of love is transformative because it not only touches hearts, but it also reconfigures the very energy around. Choices become more aligned with inner truth. Fear loses its power. Confidence in life's process becomes the driving force. The reunion with another is not just a mirror, but also an invitation to live in accordance with your highest potential. The world now seems more vast and full of opportunities. And all of these doors open effortlessly because the path is being illuminated by the truth of love. With each new day, the transformation continues. What once seemed impossible or out of reach now feels within grasp. There is no longer any doubt about the ability to achieve, create, or live. The reunion with the soulmate is a constant reminder that true love never stops evolving. It grows, it expands, and in doing so, it transforms everything around it. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable begin to disappear, and life becomes a series of spiritual and emotional victories. Love is not a straight line, it's a winding path that brings lessons and growth. And along this path, there is always something new to discover, something deeper to experience. As the soulmate draws near, the meaning of life becomes clearer. Words and gestures take on more significance. The simple becomes extraordinary. And so, each small moment of connection is a celebration of the journey that has been traveled up until now. Now, more than ever, it's important to move forward with confidence. The past is behind, and the future is open before each choice. No matter what tomorrow brings, there's already a deep certainty that everything will align as time passes. True love doesn't demand perfection, it only demands presence. And with this presence, everything transforms. The reunion is the key to a life full of possibilities, filled with expansion and love in its purest and most transformative form.